great college match. I thought we played very well. Doubles, went our way, and I thought we started out well in singles. I absolutely think the turning point was not winning that first set at number 6 singles. 5-3, 40-15 up. It really, I think, sort of changed the momentum a little bit in the match. I think we would have gotten 4 first sets, and instead we had only gotten 3. Logan pulled out the third one, but I thought that was a big momentum change in the match. Gave, I think, Georgia, a lot more hope to be in the match and feel that they could win it. As most of these college matches are a bit of a roller coaster ride, but still proud of my guys. We're without our captain and #1 player for the year, and to be where we got, I think is still a good testimony to how hard these 2 guys especially were our rocket Gibraltars all year. I mean, pretty much could count on them for points in singles. And again, they Marty got it today, and Logan was right there with a good chance to do it again. But it's still a great year for the Bruins, in my opinion.
We'll open it up for questions for the players.
Yeah, Marty. So against A&M, you lost a tough one to Redlicki. What do you think was the difference today when you played Monmouth?
I think that today I just came out and I was making a lot more first serves, which was crucial for me in getting the first set there, and then kind of rolling in the third. Had a little bit of a lapse in the second, but I was able to pick it up. And against Redlicki, I felt like my first serve was struggling a little bit. Hit a couple double faults on some key deuce points and just didn't take the opportunities that I had. And I feel like today I was doing a better job with serving and taking advantage of the opportunities I had, break points, deuce points, stuff like that.
Logan, how does something like a rain delay affect a team mentally?
I think it affects them in every way, just kind of stops what we're doing, possibly stop the momentum that we had. I think even for me, even though I won the next 2 games, I feel like Emil came out swinging and had a better game plan coming into the match. But maybe if rain didn't stop the match, maybe I could have pulled out the second set a little sooner.
Questions for the players?
Same question for you, Marty. How do you feel like just in your match? How do you think the rain delay affected you?
Of course, it was in a way a godsend for me because I had a mental, physical lapse in the second set, whatever you want to call it. But getting off the court, getting away for a little bit, being able to rest, recoup, and kind of get my game plan back together. I felt like I was able to come out like a clear head and not really worry about the second set as much. Kind of new match, and I was able to carry some momentum that I got in breaking him in that first game. I was kind of able to translate that for the rest of the set. So it was for me personally, the delay helped me. But like Logan said, it's a roller coaster, and like Coach said, it's just a roller coaster, especially when you're off the court for however many hours we're off. It's just whichever team handles that better, and I think Georgia handled it a little bit better than us today.
You guys are taking up questions for Coach.
What did you tell those guys during the rain delay to try and keep their heads in the right spots for what ended up being a 5-hour waiting period?
I really didn't. We talked about what the possibilities are. This team has really been an unbelievable, hard-working, competitive team. Really enjoyed coaching this team this year. We lost Mackie McDonald after last year. End of June, July. Not that we didn't think there was a possibility, but took a top guy out, and then we had some injuries, as most teams do. We lost Joe DiGiulio for a good part of the year, and then losing Gage here at the very end. So we were always, kind of, not expected, in my opinion, to be a really good team, but we fought really hard, and the guys competed every match of the year. I think we earned so many of our wins. So, I guess I went into the year not with high expectations, and these guys really did a great job. So I think it helps us. We're a fairly young team. We're only going to lose, for the group of guys that we had here, only one one senior, Joe DiGiulio, at 6 will be our only departing senior from our NCAA team. So I think that, next year looks good for us. We've got some good freshman recruits coming in, so I'm positive that this year was a great year for us to experience an NCAA championship and hopefully come back and maybe do better even next year.
Any more questions?
It sucks that you guys had to lose Gage, but I mean, how would you say that affected you guys at 4 through 6 singles, having to play all 3 of those instead of maybe picking and choosing which 2 you wanted to play based on the matchup?
It just was a little bit, when you go into the NCAA, you really don't know who you're going to play. Just when you do your lineup, I tried to be fair on who was playing the best. Max was playing the best at our conference tournament. But we actually got, I think, fairly lucky throughout the NCAA tournament as far as matchups with the 4 through 6 without Gage. It worked out pretty well for us, except for maybe today.
So you guys have played at SC, played at Stanford, and then you're playing here against the host team. How would you say the crowd differed between those 3 places? How would you say your team handled just the crowd and the atmosphere today?
There's nothing like this Georgia crowd when you get here. It's pretty rampant, as far as vocal and all that. But I'm certainly, playing SC, which is our arch rival, in Stanford, are good, preparations to try to come, especially if we're coming to Georgia and we have to play Georgia. I really just was so thinking we were going to have to play Georgia in the first round with us projected at 5, them at 12, and I was like, oh God, we make it to Georgia and we got to play Georgia, so I wasn't looking forward to that. And then our big rivals got Georgia in the first round and we got them in the second, so not that that's much consolation, but it's always tough to play Georgia. It's hard to prepare unless you have guys that have been